So here's our 2016 beautiful Cadillac Cts-v. This is obviously, it's a sedan. It is the carbon fiber edition, so we do get the carbon fiber front splitter. Of course, all of them have the carbon fiber hood here, but not all of them have the carbon fiber front vent. And then, of course, once we get around to it, you'll see a carbon fiber rear spoiler and the rear diffuser as well back there, as well as the carbon fiber that's inside the car. This particular car came to us, I can't recall exactly off the top of my head. I believe it was Texas is where this car came from. Don't quote me on that. The correct will be in the ad itself. There was damage just to this right front corner. There was nothing done to that door. Nothing was painted on it or repainted or anything. That's still the original paint on the door, and this is still the original hood. There, as you can see here, there's no damage along the edge of the hood. You know, you can't, yes, you can repair carbon fiber, but once it's damaged, it'll be damaged in the weave and you'll see it. So the hood wasn't damaged, the door wasn't damaged, nothing on that side of the car wasn't damaged whatsoever. The bumper cover was chunked out, I would say to about here. So this is a brand new GM. Everything on this car is 100% brand new GM. There was nothing used and nothing aftermarket. Not that they really make aftermarket parts for this car. But the bumper cover was chunked out a little bit here, and the fender, I don't know how bad the fender was when we bought the car. The fender was actually cut off about right here. So only this much of the fender was still on the car, and this much of the fender looked brand new yet. There was no damage here whatsoever. But right about here, the fender was cut. I'm assuming the body shop that did the quote on it, tear down, they were checking the inner structure, which there was no damage whatsoever on the inner structure. You know, the apron or anything like that here. That's all still original. The fuse block here is all still original. If you look, I don't know how well you can see down in here, all of this is still original to the car. Of course, again, the front bumper cover, this here vent was obviously damaged, that light, and then the headlight. These items here were damaged in the accident. The grille is actually still original to the car. There's no damage to it whatsoever. Of course, the bottom diffuser was broke, so basically you can consider, I mean, the grille was fine, but somewhere between the headlight and the grille is kind of the cutoff. But it doesn't take much to damage that. I mean, you hit something here on the fender, it damages the headlight, it pushes the headlight into the bumper cover. So that's kind of how that goes. Otherwise, there was no damage anywhere else in the car whatsoever. Again, no damage to the rear, no damage to the driver's side. We'll go ahead and shut her down there. All the gaps are correct. There's no issues there whatsoever. Again, we get the carbon fiber here on the inside. I believe the carbon fiber option to this car, if I remember correctly, is $5,000 or $7,000 that it adds. Of course, we got the Recaro seats as well. As far as the tire tread goes, here, if you look at the pictures, I would say it's probably 90% tread life. Of course, that's a rear tire. Here's the front. Again, about 90% tread life here. Obviously, the Brembo brakes in there. Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. And here on the rear of the car, you can see here we got the rear carbon fiber spoiler and also the rear carbon fiber diffuser up underneath. Again, all of this was untouched. We do have the wheel lock key, so you can pull the wheel locks or the wheels off. In this tire, all four tires, you can say, are about 90% tire tread left. And as far as under the car goes here, you can see this is looking to the rear. Going up front. And not that there's really anything to show, but just to be confident. I mean, here you can look inside the grille. These coolers are actually still original to the vehicle. They were not damaged at all. You can see they're still in their original shape. This cooler was replaced, that's in here, that's all new. And then up underneath the car, now, this vent here was replaced as well, not because it was damaged, but just because it was a little bit rock chipped and whatnot. And when you have a brand new one on that side and this one here is a little bit rock chipped, it did kind of stick out just a little bit, so we threw a new one in here. If you look at our other, eBay auctions, you'll see the difference, or you see the used one that we're selling. It wasn't damaged, just a little bit rock chipped. So just to keep the entire front end looking brand spanking new, we put that in new. In other words, that was not damaged. Okay, so moving inside the car, get out of our heat and humidity we're having today, we'll go ahead and start our car up. I'll leave my hand up here. Of course, the other one's holding our camera. Sorry, gotta turn our radio down. And see, there's no check engine lights whatsoever, and I am gonna actually turn my AC up here a little bit, just because it's a little humid again today. So you can see currently the car has 41,683 miles on it. We can switch our modes right here into a track mode. That will actually give us a white display. And then it opens up the exhaust as well. It tightens up the steering wheel, does all kinds of things there, so it's track ready. I'll go ahead and put my seatbelt on, as that will get rid of our seatbelt light that we had down here. Everything in this car works just like brand new. It needs absolutely nothing. Oops, here we can go. I think here's what I'm looking for. Here we've got phone, navigation, here's our climate control, SMS. We'll leave it on audio. Of course, here we've got our hidden compartment. Here we have our glove box. Looks like we do not have an owner's manual for this vehicle at all. Going into the center console, of course, you have your USB ports and cigarette lighter. Here is, of course, your ashtray. We have our wheel lock here for you, so you can pull the wheels off if you ever need to. It does obviously have heated seats. We have paddle shifters here for the transmission, of course, our radio control functions, and then over here is our heated steering wheel, cruise control, Bluetooth, collision alert. Well, the car's really got everything. Of course, down here we've got our electric parking brake and our heads-up display, which I'm not sure if you can really see there. Now, I'm looking through my display. That's actually flashing. And I promise you it's not actually flashing in real life. That's just the way my camera picks it up. I'm not sure if you're seeing it flash or not. But again, I promise you the heads-up display does not flash. Of course, we have memory seats, power windows, locks, mirrors. Up here we've got your moonroof. And I think for video purposes, try to make it a little bit darker in here because it'll block some of the sun glare. Kind of give you guys a better view. All right, we'll take it up for a little test drive. I don't know exactly how many miles we put on this car since it's been built. I would say, I know we've driven this car to a couple of car shows, meets and whatnot, as we do all of our cars. And if I had to guess, I'd say at this point we've put somewhere between 500 and 1,000 miles on this car. I know it's gone on 2 out-of-town trips that are about 100, 150 miles a piece round trip. And then, of course, just casual driving around town and that kind of thing. Try to get to the lights here. And I'll kick her down just a little bit. I would say I was about 60% throttle, but it gets us up to highway speeds. I'll go ahead and set the cruise. Everything in this car has been checked out and double checked. Again, everything works. The alignment was checked in the car to make sure that everything's straight, and the steering and suspension and all of that. All of that's true and correct. I'll show you that here once we get to a spot where I can get a nice straight stretch of road. I'll set the cruise. Going a little quick here, about 71, but that is interstate speed. So I'll let go of the steering wheel. You can see my legs are not touching the steering wheel at all. Steering wheel's straight. We're still going straight down the center of the road. Car does not pull. It's nice and firm. Good steering. Now we're in track mode right now, so the suspension's a little stiffer than it normally would be. So we'll go ahead, we'll switch it back into tour mode. Of course, that closes the exhaust, makes it quieter. It softens the suspension, which makes it a softer ride, which also makes it a little quieter. The steering wheel loosens up here, so that way it's a little easier to turn in the corners as casual driving. And we'll go ahead and turn around right here. Get on the gas there a little bit just so you can show everything works well. Our wheel bag here did not deploy. Our dash airbag there did not deploy. So these are all still original to the car as well. You can see there's no lights. We're up to operating temperature. And it is a warm day. I know the radio there says it's only 78 degrees outside today. But I swear it's 100% humidity, so it's really humid. You could drink the air out here today. That's kind of why you can see it just be hazy here. So it is a warm day. It is humid. We are kind of pushing the car here a little bit. There's no issues with this car whatsoever. So if you have any questions or anything, feel free to shoot us an email. Thank you very much and have a good day.